Hello, this is Daryl at 10 Foot Truck Good Attitude Services. It's a great day. Hope everyone's doing great out there. Today it's about 85 degrees. It's pretty hot, but that's pretty normal out here on a summer day. I'm just out here in the truck cleaning up, organizing, and I was taking some photos for marketing and trying to put up some ads. Changing up my ads and stuff and updating pictures and stuff for my Google business and Craigslist and so forth. I also went down to the transfer station. Now this is I didn't do this for a customer. This is just my own stuff I collect around my house, and that I had to take down to the hazardous materials place at our transfer station, which is only about a mile from here. And it got me thinking because these were all my personal items that I was taking, and so they allow you to take household goods, residential household, paints, anything that's hazardous as far as chemicals, and also electronics with lithium batteries. So that got me thinking because I need to start putting that on my ad, because I do say that I can't take hazardous materials. Because recently I just had a customer that sent me pictures for an estimate, and they had a lawnmower in there, and I notified them saying that they're going to have to empty out the fuel and the oil and gas in the lawnmower before I can take it. I can't take anything with flammable or hazardous materials into the truck, and it definitely won't allow you to dump it there, so I couldn't do it. But I also think about customers that may not know about like laptops and phones and things, and they just throw them in the trash. Now those can be hazardous. They can be. They are considered hazardous when you're putting them into the trash because of the lithium battery. If it's in the dump or in the garbage, it can be, if it's punctured, say when they're putting the dump truck or in the trash, it can cause it can become hazardous and flammable if it gets the battery gets compromised. So any kind of electronics like that, you really want to take down. Now you can only go down to the hazardous, and I made a mistake going down there with my truck one time. I was trying to put some cardboard into every place is different, every place has their own policies, but here there's a section where it has the hazardous and the recycling, so I was gonna empty a bunch of cardboard in before I went into the dump to lighten up the load, and some metal and some glass and stuff. And the guy, one of the guys that worked there, came up and said, "Hey, you can't be doing that." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "You're a commercial truck. You're a business. This is for residential household only." So I didn't know that. So I said, "Okay, I won't do that." And he said, "You can do it now, but next time, please do not come here with your truck like that, with your box truck. This is reserved for residential, commercial, or residential access only for customers." So that's why I'll take stuff from the house, like paints and things I have here, and like lithium batteries and electronics that I need to dispose of. But I don't know if a lot of customers know that. And I've listed in my ads, I don't take hazardous materials like paints and and flammable type of liquids. But I should add, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna start adding, I do not take electronics that have lithium batteries inside them, which a lot of them do. I mean, most in the modern world right now, most of the electronics, like phones, laptops, anything like that, is going to have a pretty large lithium battery. And even the smaller lithium batteries, like the little ones, there's a little small electronics that have even like the headphones and things that have little lithium batteries inside them. They'll ask you when you go to the dump, when they ask you what you have in your truck, at least here they do, they'll say right away, "Do you have any batteries in there?" And I don't when I'm there. I've had to sort some of it out, but you probably need to notify your customers. At least I'm going to from now on, make sure they're not dumping a bunch of laptops and stuff or whatever it is that I have to deal with, because that's not part of what I can't transport that stuff in my truck commercially. So and then you can't go there to the dump and with a commercial truck to unload that stuff. So you're gonna have to pay, I guess. I don't know how it works. I'm gonna look more into it. I don't think you're allowed to do that, but I know you're not supposed to be transporting hazardous materials without a specific placard and a certain license. So I know that from just reading about the different regulations. So, but as a resident that has those items in their house, they're allowed to take it down to these. At least here we have where they take it for free, up to a certain amount, and 7 days a week. So that's a good service. So if you are out there, if you're someone that's removing things from your house, doing clean out or cleaning out your garage, and you do happen to come across some electronics or anything that has lithium batteries, or just the hazardous waste materials, check into your local, look it up in your local transfer station or whatever it is that like a landfill, to see if they have a special area where you can go and remove that and dispose of that for free. Because I know we have that here. There's 2 locations. Luckily, the location here is really close. And I talked to the guy, and he said, "Yeah, you can do laptops and all that." I've dumped from the house here. I've dumped paint, oil paint, mineral spirit stuff, like the stuff for painting. A bunch of spray cans and stuff. Aerosols. I've taken numerous electronics that I had that got old and couldn't use them anymore, and taken them there for disposal. And they're always good about it. And they're there 7 days a week from 7 to 5 or what. So check in your area for that, because the junk removal companies are not going to be able to take that. At least the ones I know, unless they have some special permit. I think, I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that, but I'm assuming that most junk removal companies are not going to remove hazardous materials unless they're specific about that, or their company's license or whatever to do that. So you want to think about that when you're removing stuff out of your storage or whatever it is, to sort through it to make sure those items are set aside, and then you can take them on your own to the place that does take those. And from here, from my experience here, of course, they're free, so that's a plus. So you can, you probably can't do a huge amount. I think there's a certain limit to the amount of items, like a box or whatever you're taking there. They're not going to do it a huge amount, so you'd have to do a little at a time. And I'm not sure the amount that they take. I've never asked them, but usually I'm taking them in small amounts when I take it from home. So that's something the customers, this is mainly for customers to know if they come across this video, to look into your local transfer station or landfill to see if they offer a service that's free for hazardous materials such as paints, aerosol cans, lithium batteries, gasoline, whatever, things like that. Of course, here too, if you want to take a mower or something that's gas mower, here you have to empty out all the gas and the oil before you put that there. And anything like an air conditioning or a refrigerator that has refrigerants, they're going to charge you extra into a separate area. They'll charge you for those. But for hazardous material items like that, they'll give you a list of things. Each one has a different list, and then they'll say these are allowed here, and then you can take them there for free. So that's something to look into, and I think that's about it. Yeah, I got a moving job coming up. I'm going to do a moving labor job next week, and one of my regular customers, I was supposed to be working tomorrow, but they had to cancel, so I'm going to be doing that, pushing that out to next week too. So right now, today, I'm just doing a bunch of marketing, and then I got a lot of pictures I have to put together. I'm trying to use AI to put different ads and see how it works. One thing I've noticed about AI is that it'll come up with some cool pictures and stuff with your truck and all that, but when you put yourself into the picture, it really just doesn't. It alters your photo kind of into it's hard to get it right. So I'm still working on that. Either that or I have to take that into Photoshop and see if I can mix the two. But I'm getting some pretty cool photos for marketing through using AI. I'm using Copilot, and occasionally I use Chat. A lot of businesses are using that AI stuff, so it's good to come up with flyers and all that stuff because it comes up with the clean graphics. But I'm just having a hard time putting myself into it without me looking goofy. So I might have to use another photo editing program to take my picture to put it into the AI picture without the AI messing with my picture. So it's kind of a tricky thing right now. So I'm doing that, and touring the truck. I got to take the truck down for an oil change and stuff like that. But that's about it. Anyway, this is Daryl, a 10-foot truck, Good Attitude Services. Hope you guys are all having a great day and getting some good jobs and having a great weekend. The weekend's coming up here, and it's already into we're creeping into mid-July, so the summer's in heavy. We're right in the middle of summer right now, so that's when business is good. So got to work towards getting some jobs right now because this is the good time for that. So all right, well, have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.